Start questions.
Well, good win for our team. One-day prep for Eastern Michigan is hard. You know, they play a very unique zone defense, and they have, until you see them up close, you don't really realize how long and how big they are. And playing against them in the past, I knew this was going to be a challenging game, especially on one day, but I thought our staff and our team really worked hard yesterday to identify a couple of real key concepts to work against the zone, which was clearly to establish the ball getting inside and working through the paint. And I think that's a big reason why we only had eight turnovers. And I also think the shot selection, being able to play inside the zone and out, was pretty good. Guys got good looks and were able to knock them down for, you know, really the first time watching Josh and Rob make some shots. It felt a little bit different out there for us. So, but all in all, good win for our team. We got to get back to the basics here and figure it out. And obviously, Wednesday night is going to be a big game for us, just like you know, every other game has been. But you know, I think the competition level moving forward the next couple of weeks is going to be something that's going to be really, really challenging for us. So go back to work, use this weekend to get rested up, and then start over again next week.
Obviously, first time in more than a year, Colin's back out there on the court. Kind of just take us through the decision process of where he got to that you were comfortable getting back out there.
Yeah, I think, you know, the hope was to get him maybe in this week. I don't think he was very confident in himself, and that prevented him from playing on Wednesday. The day in between, I think Tim and our docs really gave him encouragement that he's fine. And I think for the first time he said to myself, if I'm going to get going, I got to get going. I'm going to try it. So he was cleared yesterday, and definitely wanted to have an opportunity to see him get out there just so he could get moving. And you know, lo and behold, you know, bangs his first three, and I think, you know, obviously probably a lot of pressure out of the building for him. So hopefully, knock on wood, you know, keeping him healthy and getting him back reacclimated into the lineup is important.
Mike.
You touched on it a moment ago, but how meaningful was it just to get your senior guards going at this point?
It's really important, you know, because they're going to end up, you know, spearheading us through the rest of our season because of their experience level and the amount of games that they've played. And I think tonight those two guys were very efficient. I think you got a chance to see their ability to shoot the ball, which we haven't been doing very well right now in terms of just making shots. But those two guys stepped in, they were ready to shoot, and shot with great confidence. So really pleased with them. I thought Josh by far and away was a big, big difference maker for us today.
Sorry.
You talked about the zone and really needing to respect it even starting Wednesday night. I mean, just how well you feel, maybe especially at the start of both halves, it felt like you guys were really crisp against that too.
Yeah, I thought our guys did a good job. We've been actually playing against a lot of types of zones here early in the season. It hasn't been a big flurry of man-to-man, so we've actually been working against it quite rarely. But that's a different zone. Much more of a Syracuse feel with the wings very high on the floor, and they have legit size. It's tough to see over them at times. So hitting the creases with the bounce passes and being able to work it then from either their partners in the paint with playing behind the backboard or then getting it out opposite for good looks. For the most part, I thought we were pretty patient. When we didn't, you know, work it inside, obviously I don't think we're as good. But clearly, to be able to get, you know, eight turnovers was a big deal, because if you turn it over against them, that's when they can become a real problem in transition for you.
I was going to ask the same sort of thing. And Duran and Jawan assisted each other in the first two buckets.
Yeah, you know, we always tell them, look for your buddy. You know, there's usually going to be one opposite, or one in the middle, one under, or one over. And first look on any catch in the post or any catch in the paint is obviously your buddy. And I thought they did a great job of finding them early behind the basket. And Duran in particular was very effective. He wasn't on the floor enough for us because he can command a lot of attention and he's a good passer.
Terry.
You had 29 bench points, but the job that Freddie and Zach in particular did, can you talk about that?
Absolutely. I thought, you know, for the first time all season, we just dove into the bench regardless of what we were thinking prior to going in, and it was a good step in the right direction for our team, because, you know, sometimes it's not an individual certain night, he doesn't have it going, and you have to be willing to trust the guys that are in there every day. Zach in particular, what a great teammate, probably should be in there a lot more right now, and us learning our team and how we're doing things. I think today showed what he can bring to the table, which was an awesome attitude, unbelievable work ethic, and he did what he did in practice, he did in the game. He impacted our team in a positive way. Freddie really rebounded the ball for us tonight, had to play extended minutes, which was good to see, but you know, he continues to really go after balls, which is you know, his best attribute, but he did a really nice job. And I thought other guys stepped up and played as well. Justin made some good plays. I thought Al continues to be stellar, just in terms of us trusting him with his IQ and how he plays. I'm not sure he's had a turnover in those 4 games, whatever it may be. And he's doing a good job. But we're going to get contributions, I think, all the way down the line. And it's going to be one of those teams, I think, on a given night, different guys are going to have to be ready to step up.
Coach, with all the games that you've had, you talked about how it's going to be a tough stretch, but tonight was the game where it all seemed to come together. Shots were falling from the three-point. Freddie was working hard underneath. How do you see those guys getting so much energy after having been worked so hard?
Well, I mean, we've had this has been an odd opening couple weeks for us just as a staff. You know, usually you play like a Wednesday, Saturday, and you have another Wednesday, Saturday. We've been very odd where it's been Friday to Sunday to Wednesday, I think again to Saturday or Sunday for South Florida, and then coming back Wednesday, Friday. So the rhythm that our players get in is hard. You know, they need rhythm as a player to rest, prep, play, and we've been on the fly. And to their credit, in the off days or the days in between the games, they've locked in on the message, whether that was disappointment from how we approached Arkansas State defensively or some of the things that we were going to have to do against the zone tonight. They took that, and I think they did a really nice job of just trying to execute it. And when the shots go in, when you make them, it makes everything, you know, look better, feel better. So to have a couple open ones going, I think was big.
What did you think about the performance defensively, and specifically on Minnie in the second half? I think he hit 17 in the first half.
He got really going in the first half, and we were soft on closeouts. And I don't think you appreciate how big he is. You know, even if you're there, he can get it off because of his size. And you know, I think he made 5 threes in the first half or 4. I'm not sure. Second half, 4 threes in the first half, and then in the second half, much better detail in terms of making them put the ball on the floor. Make their team in general try to put the ball on the floor. Don't give them easy looks. And we were better in the second half, just in terms of being able to address him. We still have a lot of things to work on, and clearly it's, you want to say work in progress, but we have to just continue to try to get better. Our half-court defense has got to keep getting better, and now it's really going to be put to the test with the offenses and the teams that we're playing, that you're going to have to be really dialed in here moving forward over the next couple of weeks.
Tonight, it seemed to me it was characterized by hustle plays.
Yeah.
Was the kind of music to your ears to hear Juwan skin squealing when he got that ball and got the foul?
He had Juwan had great effort there at times. I mean, Josh Kirk made one of the great rundown blocks, and unfortunately the 3 guys over there standing around watching it didn't run down to get the rebound. But we had a lot of, I thought, hard plays. Guys were making it. If you look at sort of the offensive rebounding numbers in the second half, challenged our team in the second half. We weren't rebounding at all in the first half. We weren't getting on the offensive glass. They were out rebounding us, I think, by 2. So to be able to look at what we did on the offensive glass in the second half, I know we were competing harder and playing harder.
Just go back to Al for a second. I mean, how rare, how just unique is it for a young guy like that to play the minutes he's playing and not turn the ball over?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to find a guy early in his career that's this steady. He's playing both spots. He's much more of an efficient player, straight line, doesn't need to have the ball in his hands a ton to be effective. I think if you just went by plus minus, and sometimes it's good for you, sometimes it isn't. Our team has played 6 games, and by far the biggest gap of a guy being on the floor in terms of positive is out. He's probably, when he's on the floor, even coming into yesterday's game, our team, I think, is plus 35.
35.
It's plus 35 when Al's on the floor. I mean, that's really rare for a freshman to have that type of impact. And one of the reasons is he doesn't turn the ball over. He takes care of the ball, he makes the right read, he's an efficient scorer. He's not even shooting the ball as well as he normally can. I think if he can get his legs under him, I think being able to stretch the floor from 3s can help him. So he's off to a really good start. He's very coachable. He's got a great attitude.
Coach, in both games and practices, do you see things clicking for these guys as things start to click into place? Do you see them understanding more what you want from them?
I think so. We had carryover here for a while, but we're starting to get a little bit better. Again, I think we've played against a lot of zone defenses, so we're starting to get a little bit more comfortable. Maybe here early in the year, we're going against a couple types of zones and whatnot, and how we have to play against it. So that's been a positive. I think defensively, we're always trying to strive to take 1 step forward and not take 1 right back. And I think that's probably our biggest disappointment is maybe coming off of South Florida. I've really started to see some things click, and then here in these last 2 games, I had to sort of see some bad breakdowns. And part of the breakdowns is now, when you have those breakdowns, you don't play. You sort of figure out who's making those breakdowns, and if you can't improve, then you have to play less. And I think that's what we kind of did in the second half tonight, was to get the guys in there you trusted were just going to play as hard as they possibly could and do what you asked them to do, and good things will happen. And I think being able to use our bench in the second half was a positive.
Can you give us an early take on Duke?
I haven't seen them play. I mean, clearly, whether they won or whatever they're ranked, I mean, I think they're as talented as a team in college basketball this season. They're as big and as skilled as a team as you're going to see. They have a potential 2 first-team All-Americans on their team, and kind of understand sort of, you know, what they're doing. But to be able to give you my thoughts on how they're playing or whatever, I haven't seen them enough. But understand we know we're sort of getting on Wednesday night.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Thanks.